Greetings, peoples. Today we're going to continue on the, planning for the Duna mission. So, if you notice the date in the corner being a bit off, it's because I was doing a bit of work on the Duna lander off stream, and then I thought I quick saved, then I quick loaded, and then I showed up at the Dres lander from stream 10. And so I had to redo the second half of stream 10 and all of stream 11, essentially. All of what not all of what I did there, but because like the VAB stuff is separate, but like all the stuff I actually did in the world. And so I had to rescan, I think, oh god, why am I forgetting what Duna's moon is? I think it's Ike. Yeah, I had to rescan Ike. I had to re-land the Dres lander where it was going, so I did that. Anyway, so I'm gonna show you all what's actually going on here. So the Duna lander, what I did is I added more RCS so the refinery part can maneuver by itself. This now has the lander itself now has a probe core, so we can operate it without having people in it. What else? Rearrange some fuel tanks so that things wouldn't clip, because I'm not sure it would actually redock if I had the fuel tanks on the bottom, because they were clipping into the ladders and stuff. What else? Oh yes, and if you look in here, I added a fuel line here, because otherwise the lander can does not have fuel cross feed, and so we weren't getting we weren't getting the fuel from these, nor the fuel in here or from these tanks without that fuel line. So that's what I did. Anyway, lander's done. Now we need to work on the command and habitation module. So, which pod to use? There's several options. We could go with we could go with a station core actually. They have pretty good crew capacity and reaction wheels and all sorts of stuff. I think last time I did one of these, I used the Pandora. I think I'll reuse it. It's pretty good for this sort of thing, because like yeah. Ooh, this one has an inbuilt probe core. But the problem is it only has a crew capacity of 2, whereas this has 4. No, I mean, and this and the Pandora is not that much bigger than it. So yeah, let's go with the Pandora again. It's pretty much become a staple of my interplanetary spacecraft, I guess. So inside, well, let's figure out the HAB stuff. Yes, okay. Let's turn these on just in case, because I'm going to be using them. So on top goes the standard docking port, and then we want underneath that to go probe core, so we can actually oops, no, I said here, there we go. Okay, and then we want crew bits. So I think the service compartment is what we want. Has lots of cargo space. Crew for a few. We can schlep on a observation window. And possibly... This is the wharf doesn't have that much. Okay. Observation window and... an airlock. Now, okay, yes, sure, this technically already has an airlock, but I'm sort of running under the rules of I want this I want the crew modules here to somewhat make sense, so I don't want to have to depressurize this compartment in order to boot someone out. So we're going with that. What else? Oh yes. Science-wise. Well, science-wise, all the science stuff is going to be on the lander, I think. Yeah. So, speaking of which, I'll go make sure the lander has all the science stuff we'll want, but we do want to schlep an experiment storage module on here. Simply, and here specifically, because this is where most of the EVA operations will happen. Pretty much right here, because the landers... Oh, hello, Greendolf. Yeah, the lander is going right here, so when we're transferring stuff to and from the lander, doing all that stuff, it's going right here, and so we want the experiment storage unit pretty close by. Ooh, speaking of EVA stuff, we probably want to stick some mobility enhancers around in order to have crew be able to grab on and hold on and do things. In here, cargo-wise, we'll want a few more of these, because these are essentially EVA, what is it? These are essentially EVA, portable EVA handles. So we can schlep them down anywhere on the craft and be able to lock ourselves there. This already has a spotlight, I think, in it. But for general lighting, we want one of these here. Okay. What else do we want? Oh yes, more stuff for here. We want utility-like stuff, so that's some Kerbal attachment system devices. Always bring some joint sockets. These are very useful for stuff. What else? It's good to bring. 2 cable bracings, I think. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 8 cable hooks. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Sure. A winch. Okay. Now there's also yes, we definitely want some repair kits. Extra fuel cylinder. Experiment kit. Only need one of those. I don't think anything else really. Yeah. I do remember wanting to bring have structural panels being pretty useful on some of the flights. So, you know, bring some of those. Yeah. We have a fair amount of electric charge and an RTG in here. It actually makes some, this actually makes some electric charge. Makes some electric charge as we go. So still, we probably want to put on some solar panels. I think just 2. Oh yes, and definitely we want communications. Almost forgot. So we want, if we're going to Duna, I think the HG55 is good enough. I had the chart somewhere. A second. Yeah, Duna's good. With one of these. Please see. Okay. So we want just one of these. And an RA15 relay antenna. Now, actually, I think, does this have it? Probe control point, okay. Does this have a probe control point? I think it does. Yes, okay, we need at least 2 pilots to do this. Also, we have the SCANSat, which should provide some relay ability. So we only actually should need an RA2 in order to do perhaps final bounce from do the final bounce from the relay sat to whatever we're trying to control. Yeah. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. Need to come up with a name for this, for the vehicle. You know what? For now, let's call it the IPV Untitled IPV Untitled Spacecraft. For now, gonna put up a. I don't know. I mean, if any of you have ideas for the name, I'll write them down. I'll also put up on a question on Twitter or something. Yeah. If as IPV name is. Anyway, for now, IPV Untitled Spacecraft. So I think that's all this stuff taken care of. Now, we need the actual habitation module. We're gonna want a Coriolis habitation ring, because I am not, well, I'm not an evil overlord. I do want the Kerbals to be able to move and get around by the time they're at Duna. I'm going to flip this around actually, because we want to clear space for the utility module and want to clear space for the utility module and whatever's going to dock into its side, which is going to be the refueling craft, which I've not actually designed yet. I need to design a refueling craft too. Yeah. Anyway. Deflate. Anyway, this should have a crew capacity of, in total, 8 plus, I believe it's 2 here. 8 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1. 16 Kerbals so far, but I'm only actually going to bring, I think, 6 with. 6 Kerbal crew should be good. 2 pilots and actually engineer and scientist go down in the lander. Then 2 pilots in the ship. Then engineer and scientist for the ship. Yeah. 6 Kerbals. Anyway, this should be most. Oh wait, no. IPV Untitled Spacecraft tab. Save. Okay. What else do we need? We need a docking port on the bottom, actually. So coupling, Apatron, Senior. Boom. Hab. Next up, we will need an idea of how big the refueling lander is going to be. Let's take a look at what we have on our surface base. Base. Lie. Also, I need to actually tell the Minmus base that it's a surface base. Just for icon purposes, but... So, where is your land pod? I think I can actually go with any of these. So, rename vessel. It is a base. Except you are also a base. Anyway, in the silo we have 2 of the 7,000 of the 7,200 tanks. Which we need to refill to some capacity. Ooh, yes. We need to... Okay, well, let's get going on refilling a bit. We need a lander to... which I think just one 7200 tank should be good for the lander. So we have some buffer. Anyway, to get on refining bits because this has not actually, I remember what the action groups are. And this custom 1 is toggle radiator, custom 2 is toggle drill. Okay, need to press 3. Well, you start LF plus aux ISRU. And here we go. Don't believe we're overheating. Here we go. Now we will need to, in order to prevent this whole thing from shutting down, turn off the harvesting. For the night. Okay. warp throughout the night. And there we go. Turn on. The refinery again. Warp through the day. And we're done. Almost done. There we go. We're done. Cool. So stop. There's 3. Disable surface harvester. Let everything cool down. Okay, things are cooling pretty well. Radiators are radiating at full capacity. Very nice. Oh, we might as well also fill up the monoprop actually. So start the monoprop. Refining. Start the surface harvesters again. And oop, done. Stop, stop. Okay, anyway, we need one of these S37200 tanks plus a way to boot it into Minmus orbit while it's full. So, new untitled spacecraft. Ooh, we can pull from the lander. From the lander, we can pull its actually no, we'll just make a new one. New. Oop. Oop. Okay, now pods. Wait, actually, first electrical. Turn off these. Put one of these in here. Move it. I mean, really, why do they have those extendy bits? Really. Then on top of that, and in control, one of these. Then on top of that, an Octo 2. Ta-da! Okay, then around it we will also want a single one of these communicator boys plus a fair quantity of RCS fuel. So really, we're going to be probably putting some RCS tanks on here, so it's not as much. Anyway, we want one of these, and specifically only liquid fuel, because we're using nuclear engines, which only take liquid. We're going to use nuclear engines on the interplanetary spacecraft. So we need a lot of liquid fuel to bring up a lot of liquid fuel and not much not much other stuff. Though we will want some oxidizer too. So I guess we can pull that from the this tank, which we're going to put down there. Yeah. Anyway, up there we get rid of that gap. Just tank butt stuff. Okay. We want a. This is 120 monoprop. So actually, I'm not going to put these on. We're going to put I'm going to put these on. Then we can grab one and stick it like here or something. I want some fairly chunky RCS ports on this actually, because this thing is going to take a fair amount of grunt to push it around for rendezvous maneuvers once we stick it up in orbit. Because yeah, this holds 120, this holds 50, so we want to, instead of having a big array of those radial ones, we can put less of these. Let's not have to right-click as many times when you're transferring fuel around. There we go. And then on top of that, we want less standard Appletron. And then down here we want, well, how much? What does min? I think it's only like a few hundred meters per. Is it? Yeah, Minmus orbit is only like 200 meters per second, so we can carry a fair bit of extra fuel on that. Definitely want. That's not propellant engine. Definitely want a poodle for this. Thrust weight ratio on Minmus is 7. Very nice. There we go. Now we want the ability to come down a little bit hard with this, so Landing. Ground. Want like 6 of these. There we go. Minmus LF tanker. Save. Okay, then we also want fill port, and we want it to be at ground level, so we want to put it on the end of one of these struts. We want to put it on a slightly longer strut, probably. There. Yes, and then just let connector on for purposes of it looking cool. Ta-da! Okay. Now, this has way more than enough delta V to do its job. Very good. Because we also want to, because all this extra liquid fuel is what we can put on. Yeah. It'll actually allow us to do multiple trips. We'll only actually refine liquid fuel, which should, I think, get us twice the speed of refining. Yep. 45 per second. 90%. Yeah. Just refining liquid fuel gets us twice the speed. Anyway, we need ability to move around. So how about we make that not monopropellant thrusters, but bipropellant thrusters. We'll have plenty of fuel for that. Okay, we don't need an aerodynamic one, but yes, okay. Oop. Ooh, we want to blast off our landing gear with that. RCS Build Aid, what do you say about this conundrum? Full empty, they're roughly a similar mass, I guess, yeah, because there's not, as much mass up here as there is in the engine and landing gear. Okay, so this is the best place to put them, which clips them into the landing gear. Wonderful. Also, why does it say there's only 88 meters per second of delta V here? These have specific impulsive. I guess not that great specific impulse. But I would expect a number much closer to that from the Poodle. Like, we should have like 1,000 meters per second or so from all this liquid fuel and oxidizer. Odd. Anyway, we need to come up with a slightly better solution. If we put a... Yeah, it's counting just only the two, I think. Well, it's counting just the RCS. Very odd. Anyway, I think I'll just... Oh, I know how to solve this problem. Sort of, I think. It would be great if we had large angled RCS. For some reason the Werner engine has better thrust and specific impulse. Yeah, That's good. I'll just make my own thruster blocks. There. Boom, thruster block. Oh, and they can be in a pod. Wow. Okay. Anyway, I'll continue to place these. Good placement. Okay, now we want forward thrust. Of, let's say, 4. Okay, and there. Boom. RCS. Now, let us yeet this off to Minmus. We need total to land there. We need give me a second, grabbing some things. We need 3,400 for curve in orbit plus 930 for transfer, plus 160 for capture, plus 180 for landing. Oh, thank you, Master Chaos the Void Queen, for the follow. Welcome. Yeah. So yeah, 180 for the landing. Plus another fudge factor of like 200 meters per second or so. 4,800 meters per second. Good. Oh yes, a fellow KSP player. It is. I guess it is nice to meet. Hmm. That's odd. What is causing? Is it just this thing being off center causing it to? Yeah. Veteran with 5 years. I do not actually remember when I got KSP. It was like a long time ago. Hmm. Jeez. I think it's like 8. I think it's like I've been playing KSP for like 8 years actually. If I counted it up correctly. I don't play it through Steam, so I don't actually know my hours in it. It's probably in like the multiple thousands. 140 mods. Let me check my. Should actually be in the description of one of my videos. Let me. Second. Boop. So we have 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 35, 36. 36 so far. Not quite that much, but it's still a fair bit. Yeah. Several of them are actually custom. I modded up. I made some patches and stuff for various things. I don't remember exactly what. Anyway, this we needed around like something like 4.8 kilometers per second for Minmus. So we want to put this all in a fairing, I would assume. Yeah, that is a problem. That's why I don't go quite as hard on the mods. Ooh. But then KSP starting to require more stuff as they add more resources, that add more stuff, or your computer is slowly dying, or what else would there be? Okay. Ah. It is a bit odd. I assume. Ish. Come on. There. So yeah, ooh, what brings you here? Just kind of browsing the KSP tag, or what brings you here? Ooh, you posting on that helps. Yes. Speaking of which, Yeah, did you see the Firefly launch, and I guess also the Astra launch that happened? Well, I think I'm trying to remember. The Firefly was, yeah. I mean, good. I'm kind of sad for Firefly team. It was going so well until it exploded. Oh well, space is hard. Yeah, well, I think both of them were actually okay. The Astra one they manually terminated, and then the Firefly one they may have manually terminated. But yeah, the Astra one, great props to the guidance and control team for making it so that rocket could stay upright after I think an engine failed. One of the engines failed, which is why it tipped over and then started sliding. Had the thrust to weight ratio of pretty much exactly 1 until it burned off some fuel. Yeah. And yeah, then for Firefly, I'm trying to remember. There's some speculation that one of its engines might have failed. There was something that sounded like an abort call like 3 seconds before launch, but it was kind of half-hearted, and they only said abort once. So, let's wait for the investigation. Stop speculating so much. Yeah. Yeah, my last playthrough I did a Jewel Grand Tour. I have a bunch of pics from it. I might just put in a Imager album and post on my Twitter or something, because I don't want to dig through them right now. I'm in the middle of something. Yes, we'll probably want like 4 Poodles should probably push this fairly well. Let's see. Single compact. There. So. Ooh. Sounds difficult. I haven't done any planet mods yet. Might want to look into that. They sound pretty interesting. So carbon thrust to weight ratio, not quite enough. 5 Poodles. Wait. Why does it... Oh, okay, that's why. There. Yeah, so... Let's see, and we needed a total of 4.8. 2, 3. Yes, I think there's a few other KSP VTubers who play KSP. I know there's like this other robot guy, Reb Alpha, but his model doesn't seem to be as intricate as mine. If you take a look at my neck, it's a universal joint. Unlike the magic 3-degree freedom ball and socket joints. I don't want to be disparaging his model though. That's not a good path to go down. Anyway, this, I think that's enough thrust to weight ratio for us. Next up, we want to put I think it's medium long is the length I need for this. Medium. No, just medium. Okay, good. No, medium. Okay. Then grab my standard 5 skippers with fin arrangement. Yeah, I want to do that at some point, though I'm kind of waiting for KSP 2 to do that, because then all the interstellar stuff is going to actually be like designed in. Because I know I've heard that like planet mods and setting all that stuff up gets a bit odd, and the actual like interstellar transfers, you just kind of have to point in the direction and burn, because the maneuver nodes are not meant to do that. Anyway, I forgot. I probably don't want to ship 7,200 units of liquid fuel to Minmus, because we have a refinery there, so when I drain that, our thrust-to-weight ratios go way up. Very nice. And also, I have too much fuel now. Yeah. This is probably gonna be a very stubby rocket. Because if I just do... If I just, like... It's gonna be a very, very stubby rocket. So, we do run into a problem of... Yeah, does that work with 1.11? So I've been trying to find a good one, and cool. Gonna have to install that then at some point. I'm gonna put a bit more fuel behind this, because the problem with what this is going to end up doing is that I'm gonna have to pop the fairing fairly deep in the atmosphere, which is not quite something I want to do. Well, let's just launch this and see what happens. Yeah, you are one. I'm excited because you are one of the more active people I've had in my chat. And nerding out with people is at least one of the reasons why I actually do this. It's fun. Anyway, let's launch this. Ooh, perfect height. Probably one a bit higher. Anyway, that's more than enough delta V to get to. Let's handle our staging. Boop, 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 boop. Save. Perfect. What we do actually want to put some more reaction wheels on this thing. We'll just do this. Oh, also, and electricity, I forgot. I need, like, solar panels and stuff. There. Yeah, I use throttle-controlled avionics. It's not quite, doesn't do quite as much as Mk2, but it also has other functions like balancing out engines and a whole lot of stuff for VTOLs, which I think you'll see once we get to Minmus, because I'm gonna have to do a bit of fine VTOL maneuvering to put this into its correct place. Anyway, we should be good here. Let's launch this. Yeah, automating things is real great. Anyway, let's hold up, wait for, ooh, we just missed it. Okay, this is going to be the ascending node then. And have to launch in the night, which isn't too big of a problem, I don't think. So yeah, if you can see here, what I have done is put a probe aligned with Minmus's orbit and another probe orbiting equatorially, and so I can tell exactly when to launch to get to Minmus. Yes, so we want, I believe, +6 inclination, so throttle controlled avionics, enable auto stage to orbit, 80-kilometer orbit with inclination of 6 degrees. We're launching at the ascending node. And launch. There we go. Yeah, I love the skippers in ReStock and Waterfall. Just, they look so cool, so pretty, and the exhaust turns from red to blue as you get higher in the atmosphere. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, we're heading off fast because this has a lot of thrust. Yeah, I wrote a few custom waterfall patches for various mod stuff that didn't have them, and did some mixing around because for some reason Waterfall Restock doesn't give a plume to the rapier. It's annoying. And also, it doesn't give plumes, and also none of the near future aeronautics stuff have plumes, so I had to give them some. Ooh, probably. Let me see. What do you need patches for? No, because also I'm unsure if it's going to work exactly if I just give you the patch, because I guess I did some weird things. I mean, there's no open trying. Oh yeah, the rapier one. I mean, essentially what I did, I think actually, yeah. Wait, I took the stock waterfall effects rapier one and then just applied it to the restock one. I'll just, ooh, I will post it. I'll see if I can post the file to my Twitter. And then you can try it and see if it works. Anyway, let's get this into orbit. Well, actually, let's have you watch this, hopefully get into orbit. Well, I go and see if I can just post that to my Twitter. So tweet out media KSP data stock patches. No. Unsure if I can do this. Let's see. Documents. KSP. I mean, where did I actually put it? Squad rapier. Let's see. I cannot tweet CFG files. First of all, let's check if this is doing well. I think it's doing pretty good. I have an idea. What if I do copy, tuning stuff, paste here, rename rapier.jpg. Ooh, okay, it doesn't, okay, it won't allow me to just name it rapier.jpg and put it that way. Okay. Guess I could stick it on the drive or something. Thinking of ideas. Ooh. Yeah, Google Drive is probably the best way to do this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Boom. Boom. Okay. Share. Link and view. How about, okay, are we in orbit actually? Yes, we are coasting to orbit. Good. Hopefully we have the Delta V to do this. How is... How about this? Can you open that? Let's warp until we are in space. And in space. And 6, 7. No. I should probably look into that. Do that. If you actually, let me see. Is it in the cards? I think it's in the cards. I have my mod list in the cards of the stream. Yeah. I have my mod list in the cards. Anyway, we are in SPES, and I think perfectly, well, almost perfectly, yeah, almost perfectly aligned with Minmus. Boop. Add maneuver to line ourselves up. Docking's not that hard. If you follow the mat loan method of docking, or the, I guess, if you follow the mat loan method of docking, it's real easy. And there's also other methods. Best way to do it, the best way to do it is take one craft, point it normal, take the other craft, point it anti-normal, and boom. Ooh, you can't see my hands. Partially because I haven't modeled them yet. I'm working on that, and also because I haven't set my leap motion. But I'm making hand motions right now, as you can see, because my face tracking is messing up because my hands are in front. Anyway, if you point one of them in this direction and one of them in this direction, no matter where they are in the orbit, they're going to stay pointing in that direction, and that's why you can just use your translation controls and align them up. Anyway, Minmus. We are here. We want to do our burn about here. Let's see. Nearly. Okay. Noises. Oop. Yeah. Station Parts Expansion Redux is a very nice mod. It's partially why I use it in a lot of my stuff. Yeah, I guess. Nerty is making a what was it? 1. I believe it's 7 something 5. The in between 1.25 and 2.5 meter. Anyway, let's execute that node. Well, let's also extend the yeah, well, I haven't updated it because well, it's working and my setup is working and I don't want to mess with it, essentially. Once all the mods are updated to 1.12 stable. Ooh, yeah, okay, that's F in the chat, I guess, for that. Yeah, something's wrong with your KSP. Yeah, once everything's updated, once everything's in 1.12 stable, all the mods are. Ooh, yeah, crash. That's not ideal. Once they're all up stable, they fixed all the docking port issues. Yeah, once all the docking port issues are fixed, because I know since they added the rotation docking ports, then you get drift, and apparently it drifts your entire craft with all the forces, and so things are gonna, yeah. What mod? Do you use? Ah. Like, what is going on here? Okay. Anyway, let's execute that. Where is Minmus? Minmus, where are you? That's Eve. Minmus is off in that direction somewhere. Anyway. So let's go to the change, to the SOI change. At 10, parry at 10, there we go. Okay. Execute node. Plenty fuel for this. Warp to maneuver. Ooh. We swept right by those. Oh, okay. My constellation has drifted. I need to fix my micro relays. The constellation has drifted. Just like in Factorio, where you're always having to like fix things, and it never ends. Oh, I'm going to increase my iron. Oh no, I need to improve my defenses in order. Well, oh no, I need to make another. I don't know, discovering bottlenecks and all this stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go fix. I'm gonna add that to my my stuff to do after stream, actually, because I don't necessarily need to fix it right now. Fix Minmus relay constellation. Save. Okay. Anyway, we are in orbit. We want to wait until our base comes into daylight. We're not in the best inclination for this, but actually we just wait until base is around there and then dude, you need to clean up your installation if you can't even switch vessels. Jeez. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Okay. Let's execute that. Possibly. That is definitely sounds like it could be the reason. 6, 2, 1. Okay. Landing. Surface. Landing. Okay. Where is our impact? Okay. Our impact site is over there. We want to put it a bit closer. So let us flip ourselves around. And get ourselves a bit closer. Okay. A bit of this way. Now engage retrograde, switch to surface navigation mode. Get ready for the suicide burn. And quick save. And come down. 45 seconds. 32 seconds. 40, 30, 20. Stuff's loading in. Okay. 17 seconds. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Hand on Z button. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Burn. Cut. Hover. Bring ourselves into 4. Bring ourselves into place. Get RCS on this. Stop. Level ourselves. And don't hover. Come down at like 10 meters per second. Translation on. Yes, yes. Impact. Imminent. Okay. Cut us down to lower. Cancel horizontal velocities. Coming down good. We want to spin ourselves around. Come down slower. And contact. We'll bounce a bit. Better contact. Okay. I think that's close enough. Quick save. No, I have not heard of the Buffalo mod. What does it do? Shanster. Crew. What's here? Yay, Shanster. Turn off that impact marker place. That's on. We get. Oop! I clipped the ground. We need to get out the Kerbal Attachment System winch attacher drone, which is, in this case, Shanster. Okay. So, Shanster. Ah! YouTubes. Nice. Okay, so we want to aim camera, bring up the GUI, transfer over all our liquid fuel and our oxidizer. Come on, transfer. I mean, I'd probably say Kerbal Engineer. Actually, I mean, they added most of the functionality I use it for to the base game, though. Actually, a good question, because a bit ago I'd definitely say Kerbal Engineer, but they added that functionality to the base game. Okay, throw over all the liquid fuel. You know what, perhaps if I switch it to docked mode. I switch this to docked mode, I can just do this, and that's much, much, much faster. Okay. Ooh, since these are not pure liquid fuel, they can't actually fill this up all the way. I need to add another silo. Definitely should have switched one of these to liquid fuel storage. Yet more problems I discover and need to fix. Need to send another silo up. Anyway. Yeah. Gonna put Schonster back in. Yeah, they are quite janky, but aren't all robotics parts janky in KSP? Really? Aren't they all janky? Hopefully KSP in KSP2, first of all, they have robotics parts, and second of all, they aren't as janky. Space fuel silo. Okay. You want to be liquid fuel. I'm going to stick another one of these besides this, so our brave engineer can go pull it off and put it on the other one. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think one of my saves back in the day was like that. I was afraid to do practically anything because it was extremely unstable. But that save is lost to time. What I did is downloaded the next version of KSP and started over. Jeez, I need to set my... Wow. Yeah. I should set up my automatic detection of emotions. Currently, it's not set up, and I have to go press buttons on my keyboard. Or I should actually set the macros, the buttons for VC phase to be better ones that control Shift F4. Anyway, let's put this. Let's launch this to Minmus. This looks good. Staging looks good. Let's launch. TCA enable. Auto stage to orbit 80 with inclination 6 degrees. Minimum throttle like 40%. Okay, where are we at the moment? Need to warp ahead a bit. We are at the ascending node though. And launch. Go. You know, if I weren't streaming, I'd be putting on some pretty epic music right now during the launch. But since I am, and DMCA is a thing, I won't. What if I put a link to my playlist? Yeah, it is definitely, it is really cool to talk with another KSP player. It's what I strive for. But yeah, perhaps I should put a playlist in the cards and say, while launching, play this, but then I'm gonna have to figure out a way to split the audio. Yeah, so then I can listen to it and not have it be caught on stream. Thinking I could just like put an earbud in actually and play it on my phone or something. Huh. Yeah. Rocket noises. Oh, whoa. That surprised me. Okay. Anyway, this can now carry the full capacity of liquid fuel for stuff. On. Yeet us into an orbit. Oh, throttle controlled avionics is taking care of some imbalances. This is why the plumes are not quite symmetrical. Anyway, coasting to orbit. 6. Warping to the maneuver. Bam, bam. Yep. Ooh, I have torn off my solar panels. What do you mean, hole? I guess. Oh, yeah, that hole. It's telescope. I have. I believe the count was 17 separate visual sensors on my head. But yeah, I have blown off one of my solar panels, several of my solar panels. And I do not quite... Does this call for a relaunch, or should I... Ooh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to... because I believe the Poodle does have an alternator in it. I have a bunch of Poodles on this. I'm going to try to make to Minmus without running out of power. We're going to leave ourselves in slight time warp. Ascending node, descending node is... Okay. Ooh, cannot add maneuver, control add maneuver. Execute. Then I guess on the next swing around, we do the insertion burn. Using up fuel, we're using up electricity at a rate that I'm not quite comfortable with. Once we plugged into the rest of the base, and have power, just fine, but for now, to poop. Please, Poodle, do you have an alternator? I think you do. We will see very soon. Yes, Poodle does have an alternator. Okay. Anyway, next is need to make transfer burn. But the moon is in the way. Okay, moon, get out of the way. And oop. Oop, oop. Execute. Okay. I I don't know. I know you can do. I know there's the carbon joule gravity assist that is so famous, I guess. I mean, it would only be a viable thing to do. I mean, I would assume it's probably possible, but it'll only be a viable thing to do if getting to an even counter was less expensive than getting a Duna encounter. Now, they seem to be roughly similar in cost. Eve is better delta V-wise directly, but then you have plane change could cost more. Than Duna's plane change is practically non-existent, but it requires a bit more to get to line up the periaps, apweps stuff. Right? Okay. And yeah, let's warp ourselves out here. Ooh. And we are beyond. Okay. I'll just get to the it's the SOI. Okay. Boom. Add in 2 hours. Get the periapsis of 7 kilometers. Okay, cool. Execute that, warp to it. Ooh, but we do run into a problem. Slightly. The Terrier, I do not believe, has an alternator. So we need to then use our remaining power to get down and docked. It's gonna be a bit close. We will see. Yep, no alternator. Oh well. I have 179 electric charge to perform the rest of this. Yes. Mine would, but I like the idea of big solar panels. My Duna craft are going to have reactors because at that distance for large-scale power production for refining, the small near future, I believe it's near future power or something. Anyway, that the smallest reactor on that has a better power per mass, even including radiators, than a gigantor solar panel. Well, since I'm going to be using nuclear thermal engines, I don't actually need that much power for it, so could sustain it with solar panels, but I plan to use the same drive section for other stuff, so I'm going to put a reactor on the drive section. Alright, execute this. Okay. 6, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, I think we're going to make it power-wise, energy-wise. Hmm. So, landing. Wants to go boost it in this direction. Okay. Orient retrograde. And prepare. Prepare for suicide burn. Three, two, 18. Okay, stuff loaded in. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Burn. And success. Okay. Want to spin ourselves this way. Then go to level mode. Shoot ourselves over there. Decently fast. Go down to like 20 meters. Yes, yes, yes. Turn off the collision protection system, otherwise it's going to cause us some problems. Okay. Slow down. Drift in. Slow down more. At our horizontal velocity. Stopped. Don't hover. I'm down at like half a meter per second. Very nice. We can go a little bit faster. I like the base feet because they don't bounce when you come out of time warp. Very nice. Anyway, we gotta get like that thing does. Anyway, we gotta get Seanster back out. And connect up this bit. Okay. So, take this. Put it there. Very good. Okay. Then waddle over. Chunk. Docked. Boom. 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 Okay. Oh. That's weird. Oh well. Anyway. Let's actually Seanster come back. Okay. So let's actually fill this thing back up. So turn on the drills. Turn on the LFO. Fine ink. Turn on time warp. Turn off the refining for the night. Turn on the refining again during the day. Okay, we're full on oxidizer, so stop that. Start that. Let this land. Refine up the liquid fuel. Stop that. Wait tonight. Stay again. Start that. And a little bit more. Done. Ta-da. Turn off drills. And there we go. Perfect. Okay, good night, Master. I mean, it's late for me too. I should probably stop streaming. Typically I go for 2 hours and it's been 2 hours, so yeah. I guess this has been relatively productive. Designed up app module, improved the infrastructure at Minmus. Yeah. So I guess I'll actually do my quote outro. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, it's only 10 for me. I gotta. Actually, no, it's Friday. I don't actually have anything to do early tomorrow morning, but I just still work on getting good sleep. Because I do have things to do. College work. Wow. Anyway, outro. This stream is sponsored by following me on Twitter and also subscribing on YouTube and liking and commenting and stuff. Yeah. So I guess that's all for tonight. I bid you all a very good insert time zone relevant greeting here. And farewell.